Starting on the base trim. Like I say, since you got your trim around your door, come down, then start whichever wall you want to. You can see this is that piece of trim that we just last finished cutting on. So we're going to start with this, because as we say, we don't waste no material. Depends on the kind of trim you got and how skillful you are. You can put it in the corners and 45 them, a little bit in the corners. But you know, it's all about your skill. And practice makes perfect. Some people just take and run one board all the way to the corner, they know, and butt up against it. Like I say, it depends on how trim you got. But, you know, don't doubt yourself. If you're doing it for the first time, just play with it. That's why we start, just cut a little piece off the edge and play with it till you learn what you're doing. Start cutting this base trim. So I'm going to go from the door to the corner. It's about 38 5/8. Not wasting no material. Use this cut piece I had. Come back and measure it. .38 5/8. So like I was telling you in that corner, I'm going to 45 it a little bit. Cutting trim can be a little tricky. Depends on what kind of trim you got and how you cutting it. You know, it's all about how you put on the board. Now for me, I'm going to 45 it. Don't come out here and do that, because that's the way I've been cutting it. But see, I'm going against the wall, so I need to stand it up like this and put on my mark and 45 it. See, I need to 45 it like this. I need to 45 it with my board standing up. That's why I was telling you in some of my videos about sometimes you have to keep in your mind and work in reverse and work backwards. You might have to turn it this way, you might turn it that way, you might have to turn it that way. All depends on what you're doing. This is going that wall. It's going to butt up to that little piece you just saw me cut. I'm going to go to the far end of this piece of trim since my miter saw is already turning that way, and go ahead and 45 this end. Now I get my measurement and come back and cut it off to a 45 it on that board that you just saw me cut. And 45 it to meet to that board you just saw me put on that short wall. Actually, this piece of trim is shorter than that little wall. So all I'm going to do is just turn my miter saw. Just go ahead and just 45 this end. No material waste, just a little piece. How we 45 it, to go into that corner just like that. We have 45 it on the other end. See, that's how short I was, just a small piece. This is why we don't throw away no material away. Because this little piece that I cut off when I was cutting trim off the door, all I gotta do is 45 it and put it in there. Be good to go. Also, when you join pieces of trim, such in this case, it looks a lot better when you slant it, when you 45 it versus just getting two factory pieces button up against each other. It just looks so much better when you 45 it and not button two factory pieces against each other. Right now, I'm just cutting my trim. But when you put laminate flooring down, there is a little foam piece. I can't think of the name of it, but it's a little foam piece, probably about big around as your finger. And you put that between your floor and your wall, put it all around the perimeter of your laminate flooring, and then put your trim over top of it. It's up to you if you want to use it or not. I know a lot of people that don't do it. So some people use it, some people don't. Put that short piece of trim, make it work. Turn our saw back to the left. 45 mark. Hit that corner. Get that out the way. We can leave this miter saw still turning this away, so this piece will meet up to that piece we're going to join it to. We get our measurement, mark it. It'll be a little bit safer, get a little bit more room to hold on to it. Put your hand over here and go cross it. Taking a chance holding it right there. Put your hand on this side and come across over here. See how it's cut? Even though you left your saw on the same side, but see it's like this, you cut it like that. Right there in that corner, put it just like that. Like I told you on the door, after you nail everything, go back with your dap or caulking and go across all these seams. And that's 45 like that, and that's ready to go on that next row. As you see, I just been cutting the trim and laying it in place. None of it is nailed down yet. I just cut it, marking out and cutting it in place. As I told you, it's a little foam piece that you tuck in between your floor and your wall. If you so choose to. Some people put it in, some people don't. But whatever you choose to do, and then go back and start nailing your trim. If you have chosen to put your foam in between your laminate floor and wall, whether you chose to put that in or not, go in there like trim. Go in there and just get good enough. Come around the corner, take this piece, nail that up. Come back, put your dope or your caulking and all your staple holes, your nails, and along your seams, and on top of your you put on top of your trim, right there at the wall, you put caulking right there. Some people put caulking down here where the trim meets the floor. It really all depends on you, what kind of floor you're putting down. You know, if it's a stationary floor or this floating floor, I'll let you make that decision. If you want to put caulking down here or not. Sometimes, if you got a little crack showing, you might want to put a little bit right there. Just a little small, tiny bead all along the bottom. This right here is a prime example of what I'm telling you about not wasting material, or somebody else doing the work for you and they don't have a reason to waste material. So I had like 16¼ inches, and instead of cutting a whole new piece of trim, I had short pieces laying around. Just cut them short pieces. Lay it in place. Nail it down, put your caulk on your seams. Good to go. All the base trim has been put down. Around the door. Got a little trim around this door, and yes, as you can tell, this is a new door. I know you've been seeing the old door in the videos looking pretty rough. They got trim and new door over here as well. After you put your trim in, get you some dowel, some kind of caulking. Go around these seams. Get you a cloth, wipe the excess away. Make it neat. Can't even really tell the seam right there. You always want nail holes, do them same way. Put a dab in there. Go back, wipe it off. Just repeat the process around all the trim. And when you'll be up here over top of your trim, if you need to, go back and wipe some of that off. You might not need to. Get that depth caulking around the doors. Put it around your joints, all your seams, on top of your trim, where your trim meets the wall. From porch to laundry room, this project is complete.